Here we are standing with a gentleman who has a car at this place, showing it to the audience. It's Ian Stewart, and Ian, good afternoon to you.
Yeah, good afternoon.
And Ian, will you yourself explain what are we standing beside here?
Okay, this is a three-wheeled Morgan from 1929. And these cars were built, they were built very cheap and cheerful many years ago. And they're actually very, when they go very well, or generally they do. Because the weight of the car is 300 kilograms, and the power, at the moment the power on gasoline is around 70 horsepower.
Ah.
But if I'm running on methanol, I should get 100 horsepower.
Wow! But you mostly run on normal fuel.
If I'm racing in UK, I would be racing on methanol.
Okay.
But because of the ferry, with restrictions on the ferry, I didn't want to carry drums of methanol.
No.
So I've detuned the car a little, and it's running on gasoline.
So how long have you had this car?
Between 25 and 30 years.
And then why did you actually get it in the first place? Well, how did the idea come about?
Well, generally these cars, they are very competitive compared to other vehicles of that age. Then generally they are faster than anything below 4 liters pre-war.
Yeah.
Although there are a number of very fast cars here with superchargers. There are some highly developed cars which are going very, very quickly.
Yeah. So what about when you go around racing? How is the racing scene in the UK doing for the type of car you are having? Do you often go out?
Well, this car is particularly good in the rain. So if it's heavy rain, because it's so light, it corners better than the big. You can have big, powerful, heavy cars which are fast in a straight line, but they're slow on the curves because they slide. But this car is particularly good, or these little cars are particularly good in the rain. And we get a lot of that in UK.
And do you go often racing all around the UK, or are there some special races you take part in?
Usually general circuits in UK, like Silverstone, Donington, Oulton Park, and also hill climbs. They're good at hill climbs, these little cars. Sometimes on some circuits, in some weather conditions, they can be extremely quick.
And you've just told me that you raced it 2 weeks ago, and then there happened something to it, so you actually had to fix some of it when you came over here to Denmark.
Well, the rear main shaft, the key broke on the rear main shaft, and the flywheel friction welded itself to the rear main shaft. And I had 60 tons trying to separate these components, and it wouldn't separate, so I had to machine it out and destroy both of these components. So I've rebuilt. It's a new crank that's inside the car, which I've done in about a week.
Wow, pretty quick.
But I didn't have time to test it at home or finish the detailing, so I've been doing that while I've been here in Copenhagen, getting back to the hotel after dark every night.
So how often do you actually go outside the UK with this car, like we're meeting you now here in Copenhagen?
I was in Zandvoort this spring, and possibly will be in Portugal in October.
And we just heard your wife's from Portugal, yeah?
Correct, yes.
So you go there as well with the car?
There's a circuit in the Algarve which is very good.
Yeah.
At Portimao. Fabulous circuit. It's actually, the circuit is a little bit too fast for this car. It would suit cars with more power. This car is particularly good on short, scratchy circuits where there's no long straights.
Okay, so that's the best for the car type of car you have there.
So say for example a hill climb, even a long hill climb. With classic hill climbs they tend to put chicanes. Wherever there's a long straight there'll be a chicane, which suits me very well. Plus if it rains, even better.
And then you said before you would like to go to Portugal. You've been in, where did you say, Antwerp earlier this year?
No, Zandvoort.
Zandvoort, where is
in
that?
Holland.
In Holland, okay.
Yeah.
Is that a big place as well for this type of car going to races?
No, it was actually, I think it was celebrating an anniversary at Zandvoort. And it's the first time I've been there, but some of my colleagues were there 15 years ago, celebrating an anniversary of the circuit.
So are you in like a club in England for this type of car or something you are participating in, speaking with other people who owns this type of car?
Yeah, we are. Most of the people here, they're in the Vintage Sports Car Club.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
And they cater very well for these old vehicles. But the rules are quite strict with these. They allow you to do anything to the vehicle as long as it was done in period. So you cannot use electronic ignition or high-tech components. Everything has to be available at the time and fitted to the cars competing at that time.
So to say, sticking back to the roots.
Yeah, it keeps it fairly straightforward. But our ancestors, they used to go fast. If you go back in the olden days, they went well. They went very well.
So how is it for you to come to like a day like today here in Copenhagen? Have you been out watching some of the races?
Fabulous.
Yeah,
fabulous. I like the big V8s, the big muscle cars, and also seeing the DKW hassling these big cars through the corners. It's funny. In fact, at the chicane, people there are hysterical with laughter at this little DKW cornering on two wheels, maybe 1 meter behind the Corvette. You know, it's amazing. It looks funny, really funny.
So with your car here, you're just like showing it here. You haven't been out trying it on the track?
No, I've been racing it on the track.
You have tried that earlier today, or?
I went out in practice, the first practice, or qualifying, I should say.
Yeah.
It went on to 1 cylinder.
Okay.
And so I did my qualifying just using 1 cylinder. And because of that, it gave me a bad time. So the grid, they've been placing me as the slowest car on the grid, right at the back. Which is good fun, because there you can then pass the people. There's more action. You can pass more.
You love the action, yeah?
It's good fun. And generally, the people racing here, the people racing these old cars, they are gentlemanly.
Yeah.
They all know that if you have an accident, generally you're going to get hurt. It's not like a modern car with safety features. No. So people bear this in mind. They don't knock people off or crush them.
Fantastic. That's a really good spirit, so to say.
Yeah, it's good fun. And the weather, fabulous.
Yeah,
the weather you organised in Copenhagen this weekend,
fantastic.
Couldn't be better.
Especially thinking about the summer we have had. So Ian, what about, is it your first time here in the History Grand Prix in Copenhagen?
Yes.
Okay.
I've been in Copenhagen a long time ago.
Yeah.
Because I used to work for Maersk many years ago.
Oh, funny, yeah. So you're going to stay a couple of days, or are you off to the UK tomorrow? Or?
I'll be spending 2 or 3 days in Denmark and then going back to UK on Wednesday or Thursday.
And you got race soon coming up there?
Mallory Park in about 2 weeks' time.
So you're back in the car then?
I've got a few. I have a list of problems I need to eradicate from the car before Mallory Park.
So also just to make it straight, when you go back to the UK, do you actually drive around in this car, or do you get it transported, or how do you do it?
Well, I pull it on a trailer.
Okay.
But the car is road legal to use on the street, but it's not actually much fun to drive on the street, because the fun with the car is driving it quickly, and other road users, they don't expect an old car to be travelling quickly, so they continually jump in front, and it's not much fun.
So it's a bit on the tracks.
Yeah, it's good fun on a track, but not really much fun on the road.
Just to put it again for the listeners, what type of car is this we've been talking about right now, Ian?
This is a Morgan Freewheeler, 1929, it's got 2 speeds, no reverse, just 2 forward gears. And today it's geared for 110 kilometers an hour in first gear. And 175 kilometers in second.
Fantastic. That's really fun to hear. And it's very nice to meet you here, Ian, and I want to wish you a brilliant afternoon and some good days in Denmark.
Thank you, and yourselves. Thank you very much.
All the best.